look at it later. Okay, so please go ahead, and I'm going to share my so I went ahead and just put all these numbers in from problem number 2. Let's take 5 minutes and fill all this information in. If you have any questions, please let me know. And once you're ready, please update in the chat if you're ready so that we can start working.
This is lab 8, right?
Yes, this is lab 8.
Mine came up with a bunch of different numbers in it already. Is that?
Yes, but that's the second one which you will be doing on your own after we work on this one. This is from
Okay.
the merchandise plans PDF.
And is
This
that under assignments too?
sorry? Okay, so just backing up a little bit, we will do as a class problem number 2 together right now, and that's what we are doing. So you will have to open a blank new sheet and update all these numbers. Once we finish this, the other problem which I posted on Canvas, you will add more sheets to your current sheets and do that problem as well. So for lab 8, you will have to submit the ones which we did together as a class, and then the one which you would do later to finish.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, problem number 2 also will go into the lab portfolio. So lab 8 will have 2 merchandise plans, one which we are doing as a class, the other which is posted on Canvas. And both these 2 Excel sheets will need to have word formulas and Excel formulas and solutions with numbers.
Okay, will you put it back to your Excel so I can fill in the blanks?
I'm doing that right now.
How do you want us to format it, turning it in? Do you want it lab 8A and then the Excel and Word and then lab 8B?
Yeah, you can do that, or lab 8.1 and lab 8.2, whatever. As long as I can see two different Excel sheets, I'm totally fine.
Okay.
In this merchandise plan, we are using the basic stock method. Okay. So once you are ready, please update in the chat window so I know and we can go ahead. And check my numbers alongside the merchandise plans PDF. I hope I did not make any mistakes, but make sure that you're checking the PDF problem as well. Okay. Only 7 have responded. We have 13 more. Unless people are not working on it right now and just seeing, that's fine, but just update if you're finished. So if you have forgotten from our last lab, remember how we did our planned monthly sales? We went ahead and multiplied planned monthly percentage times season totals. So go ahead and complete the entire planned sales. Let's give it a minute or two till others catch up. Okay, so remember for total markdowns, the total markdown percentage is given to you up top here. So we are going to take this times net sales to get you the total markdown for the entire season. Once you do that, we do monthly markdowns, which would be equal to monthly markdown percentage times total markdown dollars.
Sorry, could you go over again how to get the planned markdown?
Sure, the total?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we do have 22% as your total markdowns right up here. Yes? So your
Yes.
total markdown is going to be total markdown percentage times season totals for your net
Okay.
sales. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I need everyone to share if you're done, because the next steps are going to be a little, I want everybody on board as we start with the next steps. Okay, so as we discussed in the class, remember we have to do this with the basic stock method. So these are the three things which we will need before we go ahead and start our average calculating the BOM stock using the basic stock method. So the first one is average stock, which is season totals for sales divided by the turnover. Average monthly sales is going to be season totals divided by 6 because there's 6 months in a season. And then your basic stock is going to be average stock minus average monthly sales and once you do this, your BOM stock is going to be monthly sales for, let's say for February in this case, plus basic stock. So you'll have to keep repeating for all the months. So monthly sales plus the basic stock. Once you finish your BOM, please update and let me know if you're done with your BOM. I'm redoing the average stock, average monthly sales in basic stock, but I'll not touch that. I will just go ahead and do it here, okay? Is that okay, EJ? So for average stock, it's going to be season totals divided by season turnover. And please remember to study the slides and the different page numbers which I provided last week to go over, and the number of problems which we discussed today at 11 o'clock. So all of those are on Canvas. And remember, we are going to do, oops. Average monthly sales is going to be season totals divided by 6, because this is what we have 6 months in a season. And then basic stock is going to be the difference between average stock minus average monthly sales.
Are we not going out 2 decimal places on these numbers?
No, the 2 decimal places only goes for the percentages and not for the dollar amount. Dollar
Okay.
amounts are, for this chapter, we are going to round the dollar amounts to the nearest dollar.
Oh, okay, thanks.
So the next one is EOM. Remember I said end of month for February is going to be the beginning of month for March. So I don't want you to type in those numbers, but I want you to point to the cell. So now I do not have the July EOM given to me. So what would that be? We discussed in the last class and the last lab. If July EOM is not given to you, what would be the EOM for that last month be? Absolutely correct, average stock. So, oops. Okay. So if the last month's EOM is not given to you, you will take it as an average stock figure. I do want you all to remember that if the last month's EOM is not given to you, you can take the figure of average stock to plug it in here. However, it is not a reciprocal relationship. When I say it is not a reciprocal relationship, it means to say, let's say in a different scenario, EOM for July was given to you, that does not equal to average stock. So it's not a reciprocal relationship. Right. So now as we are calculating our planned purchases at retail, remember sales plus EOM plus markdowns minus BOM gives you your planned purchases at retail. Sales plus EOM plus markdowns minus BOM gives you your planned purchases at retail. Please check if my answers are correct. And update once you finish. The next step would be calculating your initial markup percent. So I want you to calculate it. You can look up for the formula on page number 134 in your textbook. And let me know what answer you get. Is everybody still calculating the initial markup percent? Going to be profit plus expenses or profit plus expenses divided by, sorry, plus retail reductions, which would in this case be only markdowns because other information is not given to us. And then divided by 100% plus your markdowns plus retail reductions. In this case, it will only be markdowns. And yes, it will be 52.05. Once you do your markup percent, you can go ahead and finish your planned purchases at cost. Remember, it is planned purchases at retail times 1 minus initial markup percent. Okay. So let me do the initial markup percent again. Profit plus expenses plus markdown divided by, maybe make sure you're doing 100%. You're hitting that percent button plus the markdown percent. Okay. Savannah, I think what you're doing there is you hit a minus 100% plus H4 in the denominator. Please update once you finish this Excel sheet. Okay. For your planned purchases at cost, what you're going to do is you're going to take, let's say I'm going to do it for, okay, let me just go ahead and do it. So let's say I'm going to do planned purchases at cost for February. So you do planned purchases at retail times 1 minus your markup percent. You can also do 100% minus markup percent. I'm just choosing to do 1 so that I don't have to type a lot, but you can also do 100% minus the markup percent. Does that help? Okay, great. Let's wait for a minute or two. So if you see here, I just renamed this as lab 8.1. If you've already done it as lab 8A, I am fine. Make sure you are making a copy. And you know the rest of it, right? Okay, now,
So for the lab 8.1, we're gonna do the Excel and Word for that too, and then do the other one on our own as well.
yes,
Okay.
okay. So this is what is posted on Canvas. Oh, I need to make a new share. Okay, so everybody can see this. This is what is posted on Canvas. Yeah, so what you can do is just go ahead, say move or copy. I'm going to say, just so that I can export it there. And this one was Word. 8.2. Okay. So in this, some of them are given to you and some of them are not. So I'm hoping you'll be able to work around this thing. Any
Where on
questions?
Canvas is this?
Sorry?
Where on Canvas is this?
Okay, let me do a new share and see if my canvas is open. Okay, let me open it on Canvas.
Thank you.
It should be in your assignments. as lab 8. Let me see if I can do a new share.
Okay, I found it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, it's right here. Any other questions? So remember here, use for your markup percent, you have expenses, profit, you have markdowns, alteration expense, and cash discount. So you will be using the formula on page number 135. So make sure you are doing that correct. And all your dollar amounts are to the nearest dollar and your percentages are to 2 decimal points. If you don't have any questions, we should be okay. I want you to work on this because I want you to work on this independently. And we may have more Zoom sessions on Wednesday and Friday to work on more merchandise plans. Okay. Erica, what you will need to do is you will need to download your most recent lab and then just attach all these sheets to the lab as you would do with any other labs. Does that help? Trying to see how I can show it to you. Erika, is it okay if I showed it to you using your lab?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so let me download your most latest lab submission. Okay. What I see is, I don't know if others have done this. Let me check. Let me go through others and let you know, but let me open your lab portfolio as well. So to Erica's question, I've just downloaded her submissions and kind of showing how you would do it in a lab portfolio scenario. And what I see is, Erica, and I don't know, there could be others as well, that you have your labs event as a separate submission and not all together. So in which case, what you're going to do is, let me see which one. So give me 1 minute. I don't know what name of this file is. Give me 1 minute. So this is Erica's lab portfolio part 1. It does not have lab 7. So what I'm going to do, I open her lab 7 as well. And I'm going to combine lab 7 into the portfolio. So I'm just sharing her new. So I am adding this mover copy, move to end, create a copy, and I'm going to add it in her portfolio. I'm going to say move to end. So you can see the lab 7 has popped up on. Let me shift everything out and then I'll show you the screen. Okay. So does that help Erica to understand?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
And then you do the same exact procedure with what we just did with the lab 8 ones.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Gianna, we need formulas and words for lab 8A and B.